live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Thanks for making us part of your day. All episodes will be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Special guest in the house today. He's David DaCosta, author, illustrator, designer, dad of two. Go look him up, www.jokiejokes.com or The Real David DaCosta. Dave, it's been a while, almost 30 years. Haven't seen you, haven't spoken to you. I reached out, you obliged. Here you are in the flesh, Portland, Oregon. I'm in New York. How have you been?
I've been really good. I mentioned to you before, it's like good, crazy, busy, all the things, always.
All wrapped up into one.
Yep.
Hey man, so we both graduated, right? Ramapo High School, right? 97. You were
Uh-huh.
98. Where did the time go? Could you believe it's almost 30 years already?
No. Yeah, it's like that for sure.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah. It goes super fast. What part of Rockland did you grow up in?
I grew up in New City, and I was like kind of
You
like right
see,
on that border between like the Clarkstown School District and East Ramapo School District. So, but I ended up going East Ramapo School District.
so did I. I was at the same choice. I went to Pomona, ran to Ramapo, but I could have gone to South, could have gone to North, could have gone to Spring Valley, but we both chose Pomona and Ramapo. How ironic is that?
I mean, it's been like the best thing that's probably happened to me, or definitely like the thing that's informed everything that I do. Just like thinking about like the kids that we both grew up with, like the cultures that we were exposed to. My best friends are like Indian and Filipino. I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, and so like when I talk to people from out here, where there's like like majority of people are white or maybe some Asian, but like to tell them like the group of people that I went to school with was such a
Yeah.
crazy, crazy melting pot.
Yeah, for sure. We had Haitians, we had any kind of walks of life, man. You grew up, and we
Haitian,
all
like
love each other. We
Jewish
all got along
people
with each
going
other.
to bar mitzvahs and stuff too. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get, we got everything.
We got a melting pot, man. We got a melting pot, and we mostly got along as well too. So
Yeah.
nationality, you have Puerto Rican, Dominican. Growing up, your parents, strict mom and dad, your sister, any sibling rivalries back then?
Yeah, so my mom was a single mother because my father had passed away when I was 11 months. And so
Wow.
we definitely were like vying for her attention, my sister and I. Um,
Yeah.
so there was some sibling rivalry there, but I also, we were really tight. And then we also grew up in the same house as my cousins. So we were all kind of like a group of four, almost like brothers and sisters. So
Right.
you learned how to share and all that other good stuff too.
For sure. Best memory of Rockland County. I know you were just home for the holidays. Do you miss it? What do you miss most about Rockland?
Um, Definitely the people. Um, Definitely the people, and a lot of people, probably same with you. Like a lot of people have moved away. There's still a few
Right.
people that are still there. So I miss that for sure. And um, I would say just the people really, because you know these days you could pretty much go to every city and find the same stuff no matter where you're at. But the
Right.
people are kind of hard to replace.
I was going to say you missed the snow. You missed the snow. How much do you miss the snow?
I do not miss the snow. Um, we get it once or twice a year here. We got some when I was back in New York for the holidays, and honestly, like I never liked the snow even when I was there. And
Yeah.
even more so, I learned not to like the snow when I went away to school in Miami.
Who shoveled snow back in the day? Was it you, your sister? Was it 50-50? It was all you.
Definitely me and my grandfather were shoveling the snow on the driveway.
Okay.
And yeah, this was like, back in the day when they couldn't figure out how to make light shovels. So that was some hard work.
Yeah, back then your back is hurting even though you're young, your
Yeah.
back pain a little bit. Yeah, that
Yeah,
stuff's no
yeah,
joke. Remember
yeah.
96, we had that big snowstorm, right? How crazy was that? 96, man. I still think about that to this day.
I don't quite remember, but I mean, I definitely know that we were part of some big ones where, You might have to hike it out through the snow to the deli if you didn't have, if you didn't stock up on food.
For
Um,
sure.
but yeah, and then the guys would come through with the plows, the neighborhood guys or whatever, and
For sure.
I do not miss the snow, and I honestly never really liked it.
How were you in high school? Introvert, extrovert? What do you remember most about the glory days, so to speak, of Ramapo High School?
I don't think I was. I was definitely was not like the most popular, but I also wasn't like the most introverted either. I was just kind of like in the middle.
Right.
And I mean, we all knew, like we all. I was never ever the new kid, and a lot of the kids that I went to school were really never the new kids. I've know like people that I'm cool with now. I've known since second grade and third grade.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I talk to people about that too, how like we all kind of came up together.
Right.
And like in high school, not a lot of people were kind of like messing with each other because we all knew each other when we were peeing
Way
in our
back then.
pants or throwing up our lunch
Yeah.
in elementary school or whatever, and like so like everybody
Right.
has the dirt on everybody at that point. So we all
Yeah.
just kind of were like cool with each other. I mean, we all got along because we were also different too in a way where like you could make fun of me for my background and I'm making fun of
Yeah.
you and we all kind of know, I know like Tagalog, I know Malayalam, like
Yeah.
all these different languages and we're all kind of like teasing each other but like in a loving way. So I mean, we just
For
all got
sure.
along. That was like really like the diversity was like such like the best part of the high school experience and like
For su-
the school experience generally.
Who was a clique? Did you have a clique back then? Couple guys you hang out with back then. Some good ones, right? Dame and
Yeah, yeah, I had some like yeah, we you kind of like go through phases, I would say.
right.
And like I think like when we got to junior high, there was like two separate or three separate elementary schools that kind of funneled in, so there was like some new people that
Right.
that you didn't know that you started to get to know and then you kind of like you're trying to find your identity at that time as well, right? And for me it
You're right.
was like I was starting to become like conscious of like, hey, I have this like creative thing, and I like to draw, and I like hip hop, and like yeah, there was like Dame and Mike Velez who were also like into drawing and also into hip hop and also Puerto Rican, and
Yeah.
we just kind of like merged into this crew, and
Yeah.
we would just hang out and like watch Rap City on
Yeah.
BET and draw basketball players and then go out and play basketball. And that kind
Yeah.
of like really like defined my middle school and early high school experience for sure.
Yeah. When was the last time you picked up a basketball? How was your shot back then versus now?
I'm definitely retired now, but my son is like now into basketball and he's starting to play. So like I am now. We got one of those like indoor foam balls that you can dribble and not
Yeah.
make too much racket. And so
Right.
like the crossover is still there a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm trying not to hurt myself mostly.
Don't break any ankles, man. They need you, right? They
I
need you
mean,
for
it's
the
gonna be
household.
me if anybody that breaks their ankles.
What was your favorite subject back then, man? Were you in honors class, AP classes?
No, not at all. I was definitely an
Okay.
average B student, but 100% I was always like I loved art class. That was
Okay.
my favorite.
Who was your favorite teacher back then?
Oh God. If we're talking high school,
Yeah, we'll talk high school because junior high, we probably forgot all about that, right? We're pushing it now, right?
I mean, well, like I remember the art teacher in junior high was Miss Matthews, and she was
Okay.
crazy. She was like, I don't know, God, like you couldn't even like write a character like that into like a television show or movies. She was like if like James Brown was a white woman and an art teacher.
Wow.
She was
Man,
crazy. She
man.
was like up on the
Yeah.
desks and crazy.
Nutty.
But she made
Yeah,
art class fun for sure. That was junior
sure.
high though, and then high school, Mr. Gangemi was the art teacher,
Mr.
and
Kenjemi.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember him as well.
awesome. Would you get in art? I mean, art came so naturally and easy to you. You always got A's in art.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it wasn't even like
Yeah,
a thought. It was just like to go and like, it didn't take much. I
yeah,
feel like to get an A in art. Also, like you literally just had to
right.
like show some effort.
Yeah, that's all it took.
Yeah.
Why do you think art came so naturally to you back then? Where did that come from, you think? Was it gifted? Was it just you? The creative mind at a young
Yeah.
age. How did you know?
Um, I definitely have always been into drawing since I was a little kid. Um, I would be in church, like drawing during the sermon. I would they have like, do you remember? I don't know if you used to go to church as a kid, but they had like the little
Yeah,
envelopes that you put the money in for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
offering.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right, right.
So they had the envelopes, and then there's like a little like perforated hole in the back for something. But anyway, I would put the dollar in, but have the George
Right.
Washington eyes facing out of
Yeah.
the hole, and then draw like a whole scene around it with the eyes, and then like hand it
Man.
in and like watch them like, and they were collecting them, like they kept them. So the person that was like
Wow.
dealing with all the money saved them
Right.
all at one point. I don't know if they're still around, but yeah.
Man, you ever got in trouble for that, or it was just like a cool idea, cool thought that came to your mind?
I mean, I got in trouble for a lot of other things, but not for that. Like in church, laughing too
Yeah,
much. Like those church pinches they hit
yeah.
different.
You ever fall asleep during church?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I was always just
Mine wasn't
drawing.
playing that.
I was
Yeah,
just always
yeah,
draw. I just remember drawing in church.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, dude. You still in contact with anybody to this day from high school? You call up, social media, text,
Oh,
call,
yeah, yeah. Social media is that's like one what social media was invented for, which is now the only real enjoyable thing about social media now is that you can still like, you see people having kids and you're like, oh man, like congrats, or
yeah,
you see
right.
people doing good stuff and like their work or whatever. Um, so yeah, I keep in touch with some folks, and then like, text messages here and there. You have all these phone numbers, and every once in a while somebody pops
Yeah,
into your head and you're like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that thing in
From a
chemistry
long time
class or
ago.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a crazy high school story today. You find still amusing to this day. Crazy high school story off the top
High
of your head.
school,
Yeah.
I think high school. So uh we were it's in baseball, it's probably like one of the funnier ones. There was, I'm not gonna name names, but there was
Okay.
somebody that was like really frustrated um, with the coach and the team and losing all the time because we were terrible. And
Mhm.
he just like flipped out in the locker room and had this
Man.
big dramatic. People that know that were on the baseball team will know who I'm talking about, and they're gonna be dying
Right.
laughing if they see this. But like
Right.
big dramatic like yelling fit in the locker room, and then like turned and like went to leave, and it was the wrong door and it was locked, and then we all just like died laughing. I mean, a lot of like the ridiculous things that happened were always around the baseball team because we were so bad, so it was hilarious
Yeah.
and fun.
Man. Speaking of being so bad, how many games did you guys win that season? More than five or two or three?
We never, I mean, maybe, I don't know, man. My group, we were too silly, man. Like we were talented, but we were also like very talented at being silly.
Right.
And um I don't know, man. I think we just didn't have the right coaches. If it comes down to it, because there was talent there,
Right.
um,
But just not the
but
right coach.
we couldn't get it together, and we didn't win a lot. Not that I recall.
Right. Yeah. But you had fun. You had fun, camaraderie. You can look back to the day and smile about it, man. It's all that matters, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, anybody that was on those teams knows how ridiculous it was. It was like
Yeah.
they should make a new version of the Bad News Bears based on our team.
Looking back now, did you have an idea of what you wanted to be where you're at right now?
Yeah, well, like I always knew I either wanted to be uh, a artist or a baseball player,
Okay.
and once I got to high school and realized like I wasn't that good at baseball, I knew what I was gonna be from like
Right.
pretty much from then on. And especially
Were you
when I got to
telling
Miami and saw the real baseball players, I was like, all right, that dream is a wrap.
like these guys are like big, about to go to single A, double A, triple A. You're
Yeah,
like, might have plan B, might be in the
yeah,
works.
yeah. Plan B became Plan A.
Yeah. Were you telling jokey jokes? I mean, back then, did you have a sense of humor, so to speak, back in high school back then?
Yeah, I was always like, I mean, I always enjoy people making people laugh for sure. And I think I used to like just draw funny stuff here and there too.
Right.
I mean, if you were to ask me like 5 years ago, I wouldn't know I would be making these books. It just happened. But
Right.
like, you know, steps along the way informed how I go about doing this stuff now. But I mean, yeah, everybody was funny in school.
Yeah.
Everybody, like
Yeah.
some of the funniest people. Like if we had social media back then, there would be at least 10 TikTok or like Instagram celebrities in our school
Right.
because they were so funny.
Wow. I mean, they say laughter is the best medicine, right? Is that really true?
I think medicine is the best medicine, but laughter comes helps too.
How did you develop that humor, so to speak? What kind of growing up or identity does it take to have that kind of humor?
I think yeah, my family is also really funny. My like I think like my grandfather for sure is like the inspiration for like the sense of humor of the whole family. And I
Right.
definitely posted something about this on Instagram. But yeah, he was like the inspiration for everybody's sense of humor. And even just like him, he always had a joke, and they were usually long and in Spanish. And he would usually laugh the most before anybody else laughed. But he
Right.
always had a joke. So I always think about that, how now, like, I always have a joke and my stupid little jokes, and I
Yeah.
always laugh more than anybody. And it's funny to like, I imagine like he would be really proud of like what I'm doing now, and like kind of like
Right.
amazed because like it's pretty random and weird, but I mean, yeah,
Your inspiration came from him. It's amazing when you look back at it. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, what would you tell high school Dave looking back now, turning back the hands of time? What would you tell high school Dave?
I think just don't be afraid to like put your work out and
Yeah.
just like keep going and work. Like I was like I had to learn how to like work hard at this because I think you get the idea of like artists being kind of like free and like um kind of flaky, and like I've definitely learned, you know, between high school and now that like you it's like hard work, and it shows. And it's
For
okay
sure.
to try and work really hard at stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, content creation and coming up with ideas, like it's hard. People think, like you said, it's like, it's like whatever. It's like just hanging out, slacking off, and just living day to day. But it is hard. Content creation is hard work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I spend just as much time in spreadsheets as I do making art now.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Last day of high school, what was the vibe like for you? Happy, sad, glad it was over?
I think I was excited, man, because I was going to college and I was going to go to Miami. And I think you kind of like after a certain time, you kind of like, at least for me, I felt like I was ready to just like go somewhere else.
Yeah. Graduation, what did that mean for you? A sense of accomplishment, like new world, ready for the next step. You were ready to get out of Rockland for a couple of years and see what life was all about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, gosh, I can't really remember much about graduation other than, I mean, if you look at like the signs that led me to where I was,
Yeah.
my first real like freelance work came from designing and painting on people's graduation hats.
On the
So
tassel.
like
Wow.
on the top of the, you know,
And the gap,
I
the
think they call
cap.
it
Yeah, yeah.
mortarboard. So yeah, like people that were going to University of Maryland or Manhattan College or Virginia, whatever, I would draw the school logo on their hat
On top. Amazing. Do you
and
still
paint
have
it.
yours,
Yeah.
by the way, somewhere?
I don't, but I did my University of Miami with the ibis, the Sebastian, the that bird. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think maybe my mom has it in the attic somewhere, but yeah.
That's amazing. Speaking of which, you drew a lot of cool things I had no idea about, and you showed me off air. And you have some hardware to show us today, like your work, right? The baseball stuff, the jerseys, the
Oh,
logos you did. You've got a few that you want to show to the masses today, right? Tell us
yeah. Well,
about those.
I mean, this is also like this is. I would be curious to see if anybody else has this, but this
For
is
sure.
the senior
Class of
T-shirt
98.
from
Amazing.
'98 that I did the illustration on, and that was like one of my first few like moments of like, oh, like people like my work, and like
Yeah.
it's like officially sanctioned work that people approved of. So
Yeah.
that was like kind of a nice
That's a
moment. I haven't seen that in a while. Shout out to anybody that still has that shirt.
yeah, for sure. And you got a couple more. You got the baseball one, right? That was awesome too, right?
Oh yeah, this I didn't do, but I mean, if you want, there's probably some like still some losing fumes on this shirt from the terrible team, but I
Amazing.
still got it.
Yeah. Wow.
That's been collecting some dust, but yeah, man, that senior
Yeah.
T-shirt was definitely a moment where it was like, okay, I'm like doing what I like to be doing, and it's getting
Yeah.
recognized.
Speaking of which, you do that stuff today, you're probably getting some change, right? Some coin. Back then, you just kind of did stuff, right? Just for the love and joy of stuff. Did you get paid
I
for that
mean,
stuff?
recognition was all I ever wanted, right? And like, if money was no object today, I would still be doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I
That's
find
what
myself to be
a lot
very
of people don't
fortunate
really
in that regard.
understand that, right? If you do something for money, it's kind of like, eh. But if you do something for you truly love, money's gonna come eventually. You're gonna get your blessings, right? You just kind of do what you love.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you definitely need to eat and keep the lights on. Um, but there's something to. I mean, I think I'm very lucky in that I knew from a very early age like what I love to
Right.
do. And I think like you get caught up in like chasing the money part a little bit as you become an adult, and then once you get to a certain point, you're like, well, what else is there? And then also like having
Right.
kids, you see like that they're so happy with like such simple things sometimes. Like literally, they'll play with the box that the toy came in before they play with the toy.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah.
the idea of joy is like kind of changes a little bit when you have kids, or at least when I did. And so
Yeah.
like I found myself asking myself like, well, what do I really truly want to do? And like how can I pursue that? So
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
where I'm at now.
For sure. Any high school reunions, by the way? Did you go to any reunions?
I went to one when I was still in New York. Now I haven't. I think there was one or two since I've moved out here.
Right.
But it's funny because one of them, the one that I did end up going to, at the time I was living in New York City in Lower East Side, and it just happened to be at a bar down the street from my apartment. So I went to
Oh
that one.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I can't. Gosh,
Speak.
it must have been 2008 because it was the 10
2008
year, I
was the
think.
last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 year. Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Speaking of David Acosta, author, illustrator, designer, dad of two, you're a graduate of the University of Miami. What made you choose them? Were there any
Uh,
other options on the table?
yeah. I got into School of Visual Arts in New York City, and I got into Northeastern, which is in Boston, and there
Okay.
was a couple of others. Um, University of Miami ended up giving me the best financial aid, which still wasn't much. And then, like, once I visited the campus, it was a wrap. Like, palm
Yeah,
trees,
blew you away. Yeah,
swimming pool in the middle, like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus. And I was just like, I'm gonna go to school here. Like this looks
yeah,
like paradise.
yeah. Amazing. Were you like second? Maybe what's your second option if Miami wasn't the thing? What was your another option to go to school
Probably
at?
School of Visual Arts. Yeah, School of
Okay.
Visual Arts in Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah. How big of a jump was that, right? From Rockland all your life and then University of Miami. That was like paradise for you, right?
It was. There was a lot of learning too. There was a learning curve to being down there. Like
For
I was
sure.
definitely still wearing my Tims at to class, and I
Yeah.
was like, all right. They got phased out eventually, where it was like, I'm not. It's too hot. And I remember
Yeah.
definitely like having to take like 2, 3 showers a day just because it was so like humid and hot, and
Right.
just a different culture, completely different culture, you know. And then, still diverse like Rampo, but like in a different way where like people were coming from all over the country to go to
Yeah.
school there.
For sure.
And some people were coming from like I had friends from like Nigeria, and some other countries, where like I had never met people from there before, and so like you're learning now. You're really Colombia, the country
Yeah.
Colombia, and like you know meeting people that were
Learning
like from Bolivia, and just like you know that
learning
was
on the
like
fly.
another melting
What
pot in a way, but it was it felt broader because people were coming from further and further away.
Yeah, for sure. What color Tims were you wearing? The tan colors or the black?
I had the not the I had the mid brown ones with the double sole.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've still got
I
mine
never liked the tan ones because they would get dirty so easily.
very
Um,
dirty, very easily. I still have mine from high school, the tans and the black in my closet upstairs. Still got them.
yeah, and I never got the
Yeah.
black ones. I don't know, I just wasn't into them. But now I've seen them, and I'm like, damn, they look good now. And then like after a while, because you know the drill. Like you would go up to like Woodbury Commons. There was a point when there was like some maroon ones that were pretty tough, or some
Yeah,
navy
pretty
ones
tough
that were tough
for
also.
sure.
But yeah, I had the mid brown constructs with the double sole, um, and they were great. Um, which once I like put them to the side, I stopped wearing them. I ended up wearing them to my painting classes just because I needed a pair of shoes that like I didn't care if they got dirty anymore. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna wear these anymore here. So all right, these are my
Right.
art class shoes. So my
There you
Tims
go.
became my art class shoes. By the end of the 4 years, they looked like a Jackson Pollock painting with like all the paint splattered
They're
all over.
paid everywhere.
Yeah.
Miami back then, so much better, I think, than it is now. What's your opinion of Miami now versus back then?
I haven't been there. I haven't been there in a really long time, like 10 plus years. Um,
Okay.
when I got there, it wasn't shit. Pardon
Okay.
my, but like when
Yeah.
I got there in '98, everybody was like, nobody really cared about Miami. It was like for old retired people. But
Right.
then Will Smith came out with the Miami song, like the summer after I graduated, or the summer after
Yeah.
my freshman year, I think. And
Right.
that just completely changed. It literally, like, the next year I went, and then the football team was good,
Yeah.
and then it was just different. And it was like
Yeah.
great, 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 great. And
Different
then
vibe.
yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's like me. Like, I'm sure people loved it before I got there, and it was not whatever. But like,
Right.
yeah, in my opinion, like from in my experience, it was like when I was telling people I was going to University of Miami, they weren't as thrilled
Yeah.
as they were when I told them I was there a couple years later.
For sure. Any jitters on going back to campus? What was that feel like going back on campus?
Um, well, like when I first started, or like going back to
Yeah,
visit.
when you visit. Yeah, when you're going back to visit. Any kind of memories
Yeah,
it brought back?
no. Well, so like I mentioned before, like I was never the new kid ever. Like elementary school through high school, it was basically around the same kids.
Right.
When I went to school at University of Miami, it was the first time I was ever the new kid, and I kind of sat in my
Yeah.
dorm room, and I was like, I have to go downstairs and figure out how to make friends. Like I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
a clear thought of like, all right, well, like I can't just sit here. Like I have to go. So then I went downstairs, where everybody was smoking cigarettes. I just kind of like sat and waited for somebody to talk to me. And then I just started
Oh
talking to some folks.
man.
And then, like, I don't know if you like know the college experience. You meet people freshman
Yeah.
year,
Right.
and you think you're gonna be best friends with them. And some people you might stay friends with, and other people, like, by the
They're
time you're
gone.
graduating 4 years later, you don't even like look at them when you walk past them.
Yeah. That's crazy. What's the craziest party you've been to? What was that like? Lots of distractions in Miami back then, right? And today.
Yeah, I mean, I was always like pretty conservative when it came to that. Like, I was just always kind of
Okay.
like, for me, it was like, you better not fail out because you're gonna be back in New York. And like that
Okay.
was like what my mom told me. Like, and I didn't want to go
Right.
back. So like my college times were like not super crazy. I never joined a fraternity, but I was friendly with some folks that were in a fraternity. So I definitely got to like go to parties with them, and I definitely learned uh, not to mix liquor and beer the hard way. Um,
Yeah.
and that was, that was rough, but like just generally speaking, it was just a lot of just silly behavior with a small
Right.
group of people, either in the dorms or like going to some like party slash club that we knew somebody so that we could get in.
Right.
And uh, just I just really remember a lot of silly, funny stuff, and
Yeah.
I still like talk to a few people, not that many. Um, but yeah, a lot of silly behavior.
A lot of silly, really crazy things. Lots of distractions, right? I mean, you have South Beach, there's Collins, there's Fat Tuesdays, Versace Mansion, Wet Willie's, the Clevelander. I mean,
Yeah,
you stayed so grounded because, like you said, failure was just not an option. You were not trying to fail out of school.
yeah, it was not. And like, I mean, when I first started college, I didn't have a car, and like, you think my like University of Miami is in Coral Gables. That's
Yeah.
like 20, 30, 40 minutes to the beach, depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't
Right.
just like, if anything, we'll go to Coral Gables on Thursday night and like run around there, but like, to the Coconut Grove. But
Right.
yeah, it was like a good time. I had a great time, but I also like definitely was uh, worried about my grades and passing
For sure.
because it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, that's for sure. A funny off-air story, right? You played pool, Edgerrin James, Hall of Famer, went to the U, Indianapolis Colts, now in the Hall of Fame. Tell us about that. He ran the
Yeah,
table on you guys.
you would see these guys, and like I kind of like you don't think that he's gonna become Edrin
What he
James.
became. Right, right,
When
right.
I was there and I was a freshman, and like I knew, oh, the guy with like the dreads and the gold teeth, that's Edrin James.
Yeah.
Um, and like again, like I was the new kid, so like I really didn't have a lot of friends freshman year. I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna go like get a pool table and shoot pool by myself. And he just came up and was like, hey, is anybody playing? And I was like, no. And then so he like played, but he was like I've never seen somebody so good at pool.
Wow.
And maybe I don't know how good he was, but definitely like 5 million times better than me. And so he definitely ran the table, and I kind of like, and then one of his friends came, and then like they kind of deboed the table from me. And then I was like, had to kind of like, all right, guys, like time for me to
Yeah.
return the balls and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I mean, you would
Wow.
see these guys, and they were just like so big. I mean, not him, but like those offensive linemen, and like you're like, all right, well, we're all made of the same stuff, but they're just like 10 times bigger. They eat like these giant portions. Yeah, it was just like
Oh
crazy to
yeah,
see these like people walking around.
for sure. Who was your favorite college professor back then at the U?
I had to like so there was I mean it was definitely all the art
Okay.
teachers for sure. Lisa Drost, who's like an amazing printmaker. Brian Curtis, who's also an amazing painter and draw and illustrator. Those are the two that really stood out that like kind of were with me throughout my 4 years that were like super encouraging. I learned a lot from them. Um, and they're, amazing artists in their own regard. Um, so yeah, I'm interested what the art program looks like now over there, especially with
Right.
like Art Basel happening. Art Basel
Yeah.
wasn't going on when I was at school, so but I
Right.
feel like that kind of like makes people more aware that there is an art program.
For sure. For sure.
Because like when I
Do
was
you
there,
miss
the art program was kind of like the kind of like stepchild of the school. Like
everybody
we
kind of like
were,
look down on it, right?
yeah, we were like working and going to class in like the most rundown, ugly building in the whole school. Um,
Man.
and yeah, it just wasn't. I don't know. They didn't like look at it like they did the sciences or even like
Oh,
advertising.
no love for art, man. I hope this changed. Like you said, Art Basel is fantastic. Never got a chance to go, but I know it's fantastic. I've seen some stuff on YouTube. It looks amazing,
Mhm.
amazing there. Do you miss college days more than the high school days? Any regrets in college?
Um, College was definitely more freedom, so I would say I miss that more than I do high school for sure. And like
Yeah.
it was just so nice being on that campus. Um, but I mean, life every stage is like good in its own way, and like gosh, man,
Yeah.
right now it's been pretty fun.
Yeah. Big game on Monday, right? The Natty, right? Yeah, I'm sure you heard about that. College football championship, Indiana versus your Miami Hurricanes. Who you got
Mm-hmm.
in this one?
Well, I mean, if Miami wins, then my diploma is worth more. So let's go with the Hurricanes.
If there was a matchup between Miami and the Oregon Ducks, man, would you been torn? Would you still choose Miami?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I say I was like,
Okay.
oh, they could possibly play. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
No, I've never. People love the Ducks here. You see the Duck stuff everywhere. I've never
Yeah.
been to a game. I kind of want to go see a game over there. But yeah,
Yeah.
of course, I would have to go for the Hurricanes.
Okay.
But that being
Okay.
said, I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
front like I've watched 1 second of college football in the past 5 to 10 years because I haven't.
Right.
Because I got kids and all this other stuff going on. So
Life. But they
yeah,
won the championship when you were there. What was the atmosphere like back in the day, right? How was that on the U?
that was amazing. That was amazing. I was fully like checked in on it. I was going to the games at the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Um, and by the time my fourth year came around, I think they just started playing out at where the Dolphins play. And that's like
Yeah.
40
Hard Rock
minutes
right
from
now.
campus. It's like far.
Yeah.
And like I was just like I'm not going to get on a bus and go. So like I think that really like had an effect on the program. I don't know what it's like now, but like I was so cool to be able to like get a quick like either get a cab or take the like the train to the Orange Bowl and be there so quickly. And it's just like the Orange Bowl was
Yeah.
just like pretty like crappy old stadium in the middle of just a random neighborhood. So
Right. Right. They tore it
yeah,
down.
that
It's
was
all
it was
gone
just
now. Yeah.
grimy. It was grimy, and we were. I mean, you talk about like partying. There was a big party for sure
Yeah.
before the
Sure.
games and after and during.
I know you're not you didn't watch that many games this year, but this Monday game on Monday, you're locked in, right? You're watching this game on Monday, right? Championship game?
So there is a group of University of Miami alum here in Portland that I've been in
Awesome.
contact with, and I think I'm gonna go try to watch the game with them. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Awesome. He's David Acosta, author, illustrator, designer, dad of two. So high school check, college check, you got it all figured out, right? What came next after these two accomplishments? What was next for David? And was like,
I
oh,
definitely,
marriage, kids.
definitely
What do I
don't
do
have it
now?
all figured out. What came next was, it's funny, like the world was so different back then, but I literally had to go through the yellow pages to find an internship.
Okay.
And I got a lot of no's from A through Q, and then I finally got a yes from a guy named Mike Kwan in New York City for an internship. And so I went to work at this like small design studio in New York.
Awesome. So you're back in New York from Miami, back home in New York.
Mm-hmm. Commuting into the city from Rockland,
Yeah.
um, which is like an hour and a half each way on the bus and the subway and all that. Um,
Yeah.
5 days a week, which I can't imagine doing now.
Yeah.
Um, I can't imagine doing that. But yeah, that was just so normal back then. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
working at a small design studio, and it was literally like me and one or two other folks. So I got a lot of hands-on experience, which a lot of folks out of college might not have gotten the chance to work on some of the stuff that I worked on.
For sure. What was it like finding your way, creating a path to the future? Was it hard work? Like you said, struggle, right? Getting your feet off the ground. What kept you going?
Student loans.
There you go.
uh,
There you go,
I
man.
mean, I just needed to make that money so that I could get these things off my back, man. Um,
Yeah.
some people are so fortunate to come out of school and not owe anything, but yeah, I was just like, I got it. Like, all I really cared about was getting a job that gave me money so that I could pay off these student loans.
Yeah. I mean, failure was no option, right? I'm sure you had some dark days like, man, what am I going to do? I have this degree. I need an internship. Like, what do I do? What kept you going? What motivated you? Kept you going?
Um, yeah, like I said, those student loans, but like once I got the gig or whatever, I knew. I mean, I wasn't getting paid very much, but it was something, and I think you kind of like know that in this field, um, what is of real value is your portfolio. So like
Okay.
whatever you're doing now is going to inform what you do later. And so all I knew is that I had to have a solid portfolio to continue to get work. So, obviously like the student loans was the motivation, but like doing good
Right.
work and getting really good at what I do was the motivation to continue to be able to do what I did.
That's amazing. And then your wife, right? You met your wife in New York, out west. She's from out west. She's from New York. The idea
Yeah,
for,
no.
for a proposal, how did it all come about?
Uh, so yeah, I didn't meet her till I was maybe 30, 31. So I
Okay.
was already like 10 years out of school. I think I had just finished paying off my student loans. And um, yeah, she was in grad school at Columbia University. And I mean, yeah, classic courtship, hanging out, running around New York. Um,
Yeah.
I was living in the Lower East Side. She was living in Yonkers. After a couple years, I ended up moving up to Yonkers with her, so we were like living together in Yonkers. And like probably a lot of people my age, from New York and just like, obsessed with sneakers and sneaker culture. The boxes of sneakers were showing up to the house or the apartment. And of
Yeah.
course, you might have the experience of the significant other rolling their eyes and saying,
Yeah.
another pair. So
They don't understand. They don't understand. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough
it's
sell.
yeah. So I decided to make a custom pair of Nikes
Okay.
for her, and actually for her and for me that matched. And then
Right.
I put the ring in hers. So like another box showed up, and of course she, rolled her eyes, and I was like, "It's actually for
Yeah.
you." And then I was like, "Try it on," and then the ring was in there. So we have
Amazing.
our custom engagement Nikes.
Wow, that's amazing. You knew she was the one, right? What was the one thing you knew that she was the one for you?
I mean, she's just about her business, but definitely like um, she's on top of it all. But like I remember like as like the class, the courtship, the New York City, the hanging out, like we were
Yeah.
crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, um, um, going to the Brooklyn Art Museum, and Jay Z's "Can't Knock the Hustle" was playing, and I looked over her and I just knew, like I just knew.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. And here you are today, two beautiful kids, being a dad. What's it like, man? How hectic is it day to day?
It's hectic. It is, I think, everything that you think it would be and more.
Yeah.
It's all the things. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's like frustrating. It's hard. It's easy. It's hilarious. It's just everything. It's like anything that any emotion that exists is happening at one point or
Yeah.
another with these kids and this dog that's bothering me off screen here.
It's funny because there's no manual, right, for kids. There's no manual, right? There's no textbook. You have to learn on the fly, pretty much, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are some definitely helpful insights, but it's like suggestions, not like hard, fast rules, because like every kid is different, right? And
Yeah, for
so
sure.
you got to kind of like take a little bit from everywhere where you can, but then also like trust your gut too. And um, I like when things get crazy, you kind of have to, especially like early on when they're like newborns and stuff. I kept telling myself like people have been doing this for billions of years
Yeah.
without, you know, uh, crib cameras and without bottle warmers and without all this stuff. So like if you like really think about it that way, it kind of simplifies things. Like just make sure they feel loved and they're safe.
And yeah, provide time for them. That's a great advice, man. Your kids, are they into reading? What do they find funny?
My kids are definitely into their books. My daughter's like really like starting to read independently and like find joy in reading. And my son also, he's 5, so he's not quite reading by himself yet. But like
Okay.
they are funny and they love watching Saturday Night Live clips on YouTube with me. So like obviously like I have to make sure it's like kid appropriate, but there's a ton of kid appropriate Saturday Night Live sketches that are just so
Yeah.
funny, and it's like I could see it like informing their sense of humor in a way. And so like now they're like saying like lines from SNL skits back to me all the time, and it's hilarious.
Your kids, do they find you funny, hilarious at all? Like, that's a funny guy. He's just a funny guy.
They still think I'm funny. I have about I think I have 4 years left with my daughter till she turns 13, and it's too cool for me.
Okay.
And my
Yeah.
son, yeah, he's 5, so I still have a little bit more time. But yeah, they think I'm funny.
Yeah.
And I always like test all my jokey jokes on them first to see if they like them.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. It's
Yeah.
definitely good. What do they want to be when they grow up? Any ideas? Do you have any ideas what they want to do, or not yet? Too early to
Oh
tell.
God. Well, my daughter is definitely like the creative. Like she can draw. She's better than I was at that age for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she has it. I don't know if she'll follow it. So who knows? But My
Yeah.
son is also creative because he's just like we always just like make art at home.
Right.
But he also really like you can see he has like an eye for engineering and building. So he's like on his magnet tiles and always wants to build forts and like interested in like cars and trucks and like how they work and like remote control stuff. So you could see
Yeah.
like there's something there. But you know, I as long as they're happy and they work hard, like I don't care.
Yeah. That's all that matters. David Acosta, author, illustrator, designer, joining us on the program today. Dad of two. What's it like being an author? Ever get writer's block?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not block. I just so like I'm self-published, and basically the idea for the Jokey Jokes books came at a time when I was laid off from a corporate job, where I was asking myself like, well, what do I really want to do? And like, all I really want to
Yeah.
do is just draw and make funny, cute things. And at that same time, my daughter, who was 6 at the time, was coming home from school. Like, she was telling the worst jokes. They're at that age, they're trying to tell jokes and they just don't make
Right.
sense.
Right.
So I said, like, let's just work on one joke that makes sense. And
Yeah.
so we came up with what did the glue say to the tape? Let's stick together. And I did a little drawing, and then something clicked. Like, oh, like this is something. And so like one
Right.
joke led to three, led to 12, led to 24. And I was like, well, I'm just not even gonna wait to try to get a publisher. I'm just gonna make it.
Yeah.
And I saw the response, and then it just went from there. So now I'm currently working on the fourth book in the series that will be releasing in June.
Amazing. Amazing. Do you ever overthink things, your ideas? Where does it come from? Is it life experiences, just everyday life? Where does your ideas come from?
Yeah, definitely. Just like moving around. I don't think I force it, but I definitely am like trying to keep that receptor open.
Right.
And I think like a lot of that is just like being open and like being available for the ideas to come in. But yeah, like I get a lot of inspiration just talking to my kids, or definitely every night before I go to sleep, I try to think of one joke, um,
Okay.
and then like I'll test it out the next day with my kids and see if they like it or not. But like sometimes I don't
Yeah.
come up with anything. Sometimes I come up with something that's stupid and terrible, and sometimes I come up with a great one.
Yeah. There you
But
go.
I just kind of like give
So
myself enough runway. I know that like if the book is going to come out in June, that means I have to send it to print in May. That means I have to be done doing all the illustrations in May. That means I have from basically January 1st till May 1st to
yeah.
finish this.
So the fourth book's coming out pretty soon. So book one, book two, book three, book four. Does it get easier? The first book harder than the fourth book, or it gets harder as you keep progressing?
I think it gets harder to make the jokes because I'm really trying hard to like not make a joke that I've heard before.
Okay.
Um, and the easy part is like I already know the illustration style. I already know that I could just like drop all the stuff into the template of the other books. So like all that stuff is dialed, and like the promotion is dialed. Like I have the relationships where I can go pop up at any store that I have relationships with. So like there's some stuff that gets harder. Mostly just like finding out the jokes is harder, but
Okay.
everything else is starting to get easier, and kind of like you run the play, basically.
Yeah. That's what it is. What do you hope readers take away from reading your books, um, going forward, or in general?
I just want people to like laugh and find joy in the books, because the world is such a crazy, hard place right now, and we're being bombarded with like terrible, terrible stories and terrible, terrible news constantly. Um, the feeling of being able to make somebody laugh and find joy feels like an honorable thing to do. And also, like, for there's might be some kid out there that like was like me, like hopefully they see it and get inspired to make their own thing, whatever it is, and to
Yeah.
see that like you can make a career being creative.
That's well
Or
said.
adults too. Like I think like inspiring adults, not necessarily to make a book, but like to maybe think about and pursue that thing that truly makes you happy. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Is reading a lost art in today's society? Compared to back then when you grew up versus now? Are kids not really into reading as much, you think? You feel like?
I mean, I think that there's definitely more screens. I think
Okay.
if you give them, you know, more options for reading and less options for screens, I think that's probably a good thing. I think there's a lot of studies that show that screens are not great for people and not just kids. But yeah, I don't know if it's a. I don't know. I don't think it's lost. I just think it's needs people might need to be reminded.
Yeah. How important is it? You say, hey, here's a book, you read a book, then you get some screen time. Is there a balance? How do you balance that with your kids?
Definitely, there has to be a balance and prioritizing on like doing your chores and like my son has to like read his flashcard words first definitely before seeing his screen.
Okay.
And same with my daughter, she has to practice her spelling tests. And it's like it's nothing is black and white. Sometimes Poppy is tired and you get to go on
Yeah.
your screen.
Yeah. I'm sure they love that.
Yeah.
Um, what's your writing routine? Stop, go, start. Where do you go? How do you do it?
Definitely, like I said before, trying to come up with jokes, at least one, before I fall asleep at night. And then it's more like the illustration process is kind of like I pick away at each drawing over the course of like the 3 or 4 months that I have to create the book.
Okay.
So it might take me like, a month to work on one, or sometimes it just works out that time is limited a lot of times because we're going to like swimming class and basketball and theater and like after school stuff, this and that. And then, dinner and cleaning up and
Yeah.
walk the dog. So like there's just like, I have like very limited time to actually work. So I just have to be really efficient in that time.
Right. That's a pretty good investment right there. Is it difficult? What's funny? What's not funny? What makes the cut in your opinion?
If it makes my kids laugh and they get it, they're
Okay.
the target audience for these books. And I mean, I have to think it's funny too, obviously, but like
Right.
if my kids laugh, it's like for sure, like it's a go.
Yeah, it's a go for sure. Give me an example of a jokey joke today, top of your head, anything to make anybody laugh out there.
Uh, here's my damn. I don't know if I want to. I'm gonna give you my dumbest joke from one of the books that already exist. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna tell any. I'm not gonna tell any ones that are from the new book. And of course, like if you see
Okay.
my Instagram, I always have a new joke every week from one of the
Yeah.
books. But uh, why didn't the Australian monkey ask any questions?
Because he was scared to jump. Maybe he was scared to jump.
He didn't ask any questions. Why didn't the Australian ask any questions? He didn't want to
Uh,
pry, mate.
That's good. That's good, dude. That is good, man. That is
It's
good. That is
real
fantastic.
stupid, but I enjoy it. I like it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So now you write, you illustrate your own projects. How difficult is that to do, like by yourself?
It's hard, but like it's what I was meant to be doing.
Yeah. I see your vignettes on social media, Instagram. Who's behind the camera and all that? How do you come up with that? Is that all by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I do it all. Like that's the thing. These days, you have to be able to do everything. So you know, it's all me, and then maybe a tripod or a bottle of water holding up the camera. Um, But yeah, and I'm always
Uh,
thinking about what it's 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 fun. It's really fun to make these videos and whatever. And so like I think we were all kids once having fun, and I think we can't forget that we can't just be like serious all the time. So it's fun to
yeah.
create things, and especially that I now can like use my kids, and they're getting involved, and they see what it takes to make something, and it's fun to work with them on that stuff too.
Yeah. You ever get frustrated? How did your first illustration go?
Frustrated? It's frustrating when I have an idea and
Okay.
I can't execute it the way I want it to be executed, or I just don't have the time to fully like devote to it. It feels very, I feel that's when I get most frustrated.
Okay. Was there a moment you realized that this could be a career? This is where I'm at. This was I was meant to be. What clicked in your head? Was there like a snap of a button, light bulb went off in your head?
Um, I mean, the career thing, I have no choice. This is just what I can do. Like, I'm not gonna be an accountant. I'm not gonna be, a salesperson. Although now with like my own business, I am an accountant. I am a salesperson, in some
Yeah,
ways. But like, you know what I mean? And you can, I'm sure you feel the same way. Um,
for sure.
but as a specific career path, the creative route is literally the only thing I can do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your inspiration, your artistic style. Who inspired your artistic style, by the way? Bob Ross, anybody along the way?
I
Teachers,
mean, yeah,
professors?
Bob Ross is always with me here.
Man,
He's
that's
always
awesome,
watching me
dude.
work.
Yeah,
He's always there for me. Bob Ross,
yeah.
Norman Rockwell, who, if you don't know who he is, he's like this classic American painter that was depicting everyday scenes of America in the 50s and 60s and 40s, maybe even. Something about like there was all these little moments of detail in his paintings that I would look at and see that I want people to have those same moments when they look at my work, where like, oh, look at how he's like holding that pencil or whatever.
Yeah.
So like those moments of detail, yeah, Bob Ross for sure, like Norman Rockwell, um, even just like as I came out here to Portland, there's a studio here that does risograph printing. And if you're not
Okay.
familiar with that, risograph printing, it's a specific printer that was like very popular in the 90s that only
Okay.
prints one color at a time. So
Wow.
they have this technique where like you can make an illustration with like three colors, and the colors are layered over each other, and it's never perfect. Like sometimes they're not lined up, sometimes not all the ink gets on there, so it has like some fading to it. So through working on that printer and making prints, I've kind of applied the result of that print style into my digital art so that it looks like it came out of that printer. And that is kind of like now, kind of like you can tell if I made something by the way it looks like in that way.
That's awesome. Very authentic. How has your style evolved over time? Has it changed from back then when you started to back now? How has it evolved?
I think I was like really obsessed with making things perfect early
Okay.
on.
Okay.
And I found that the beauty and the individuality comes through the imperfections. And like you can apply that to yourself and to parenting and to everything now. Like that
Yeah.
just is like
Life.
how I move now.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you start with sketches, mood boards, digital tools? How do you start normally?
Sometimes I do sketch, but
Okay.
also, like I said, like I don't have a lot of time. So sometimes I just get right into my program, which is Adobe Illustrator. That's what I work in.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get right into there and figure it out. And sometimes I do sketch. I have like just like paper here
Yeah.
with sketches all over it. Um,
Wow.
but yeah.
How do you decide on color, texture, compositions? How hard is that to decide?
Um, well, I mean, like for client work, it's up to the client essentially, but like for the books itself, I kind of just the first book I just picked colors that I liked, and
Okay.
then the subsequent books have always just like how does it feel like together in the series. So if you
Right.
see, like I have the three books here, they all kind of go together.
Wow.
So the
Okay.
four
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just kind of like how do I build like a set that makes sense together, and so the fourth one will also kind of like feel like it fits in with the other three as well. So they all look when I go out and pop up and I have my setup, like they all feel like they all belong together.
Yeah. That's amazing. What role does story telling play in illustrations? How hard is that? Easy, comes naturally to you, storytelling?
Um, I mean, for my books, no, like it's just like individual jokes. But I
Okay.
think like you kind of have to be able to like look at the illustration and tell what's going on pretty quickly.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
but I mean, I think like when I start to like make videos that like maybe either like explains how I got inspired to make the joke, or there has to be like a story arc, and I think I just like am sensitive to that in watching other stuff, so I kind of have picked it up over time by like paying attention. Also,
Right.
just like I took a video class in Rampo at high school to learn
Wow.
video production. I was failing out of chemistry, and my mom, who was a guidance counselor at Nyack High School, knew of a way to still get your Regents diploma by taking a video production like technology route instead of doing chemistry.
Really?
So, and I'm gonna
Wow.
shout out two people here: Cliff Hippolyte, Keisha Salmon, who were in my chemistry class that were very helpful in me failing um, for their ridiculous behavior in that class. Um, but yeah. So I learned video production, and so like stuff that I learned in that
Yeah.
class, I'm still using today when I edit and sequence things. When I
Amazing.
post it.
How do you know when a piece is finished? Do you ever collaborate with authors, editors? How does that all work and come together?
I haven't collaborated with any authors or editors,
Okay.
um, but I definitely think there's a point when you can work on something too much,
Okay.
and some things just have to be done. And I mean, everything is
Yeah.
different. All projects are different, but definitely, like you, if you overwork something, it will definitely show.
Yeah, for sure. Are you very meticulous? Like go back, tweak it here, tweak it there. Has to be a certain way, OCD, or you're just like, all right, I think it's done. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
I definitely tweak, and like I have like basically all the illustrations in one file, so I constantly like move around and touch things up as I
Okay.
go. But it's also that's why I give myself like if I know that I need to have the books in my hand June 1st, I know that I have a certain amount of time to tweak and go back and forth and obsess. But
Yeah.
there's a specific date that the obsession has to end because I have to send it to
Right.
people.
Yeah. These jokes, all ages, right? In your opinion, for anybody, walks of life?
Yes. Oh, definitely. I family friendly. Um, I kind of like I don't. I just want everybody to be able to enjoy it, and especially my kids. Like that's what it was inspired by. So like I'm not
Right.
trying to make some raunchy jokes to my kids.
Yeah. Any jokes off limit by chance? Any jokes that are just off limit?
I mean, I basically if I wouldn't want to make fun of like I wouldn't want to be making fun of anybody or hurting anybody's feelings. Basically, that's the bottom line. It's like not about that. It's about joy. and creative
Yeah.
inspiration. So if it doesn't fall into that, then it's not going to be in the book.
Can you ever do stand-up comedy?
I do school assemblies with the
Okay.
jokes. So and yeah, that's amazing. It's really fun. Um, I will have like a screen behind me, like projector with like the illustrations,
Okay.
and that's a lot of fun because I get to get in front of people. The
Yeah.
kids get to laugh because most of the time when they have an assembly, it's like a learning thing or
Yeah.
like something kind of boring. I mean, they really like if you've ever seen like a Def Comedy Jam, it's like that,
Yeah.
but with kids. Like these kids are like
Yeah.
dying laughing because they get permission to
Insane.
laugh. And then
Right.
part of the show as well is I have them come up and tell their jokes, and I give them a sticker. And so like I really want to encourage them to like be bold and like get up there and like face their fear. And it's like really scary for
Yeah.
some of them to like get up in front of their whole school and
Get
tell
up.
a joke. But
Yeah.
I want to definitely inspire them to take that step and face their fears. So I always have such a good time doing those shows, and I've done one music festival out here. They have a kids stage, and I was able to do the jokes um, for the on the kids stage, and it was really fun. Um, parents and kids love it, so it's a good time.
Yeah. Who was your favorite comedian, by the way, growing up? Do you have a favorite comedian of all time?
Well, oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I love comedy. Like I said, like I watch SNL now with my kids, and I used to watch like the stand-up, uh, kind of like mixtapes on Comedy Central all the time.
Okay.
Um, I mean, so many come to mind, and obviously, like all the greats,
Yeah.
like Jerry Seinfeld is like one of the goats, right? And then
Yeah, for sure.
obviously like Chappelle, Bill, everybody. But yeah, I just love, I really do love comedy and stand-up comedy for sure. I don't want to watch action movies. I don't want to watch drama. I only want to watch comedies.
Comedy. Is comedy hard to tell, by the way? Is it hard to get up on stage and crack a joke? Because some audiences can be really tough, right? They don't laugh at your jokes. Like the Apollo, right? You go there, they boo you out of the building.
Oh yeah, I mean, let me just state for the record that I'm not a stand-up comedian. I have no like but that being said, I think like
Yeah.
when I go and pop up at like an airport, let's say, and I ask somebody like, "Hey, do you want to hear a dad joke?" and they say no, I find that just as hilarious as if they enjoy the joke
Right,
because
right.
it's just like, there's something funny about bombing in a way where it's just like humbling. But I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's just fun. It's all really funny either way.
yeah, yeah. You've got a lot of hardware. Yeah, I saw this thing on your Facebook wall. Thought it was amazing. Excellent mail day. Just received my print magazine design award for my work. What a way to end the year. That moment for you, was that satisfying self gratification? Like I made it, here I am, all that hard work for you personally, professionally. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, so the project was a bus wrap commemorating Hispanic Heritage Month
Okay.
for the TriMet, which is kind of like the people that run the buses and trains here in Portland. And it was a really deeply personal project because the creative and the artwork was inspired by the immigrant experience, the values of like helping the next generation succeed, just like how my family and they helped me to get where I'm at. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. And so it was a deeply personal project because I really put myself into this design and illustration. So to be recognized by a prestigious magazine, a design magazine at that, for the work was really validating. I didn't set out to like win awards with it, but
Right.
I had never really even attempted to win an award, but I was really confident in this work that I would apply. And yeah, to win was amazing. And I mean, just like thinking about like my kids seeing that and that inspiring them is great. And through
Yeah,
that, I was able to connect with the community and like give out posters with the design on it and speak to school, to an elementary school about the project. And a couple months ago, it was Design Month here in Portland, and I was able to speak to a group of um, designers for the Design Month about the project as well, and also
awesome.
received some really nice feedback on that talk. So I was able to like do a full project, get recognized for it. So yeah, it's definitely a career highlight for me.
For sure. That thing looked so huge. You said it's about 10 pounds. I know you have it close by. Could you show us some of that hardware today?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not I don't know.
Yeah,
It just looks like a
pretty
big
good.
black block, but it's
Yeah,
heavy and
pretty good.
it says my name on it, so I'll take it.
um, what can we expect from Dave? I mean, the new book's coming out 2026. More jokes to come. The stage is yours. Plug the website. How can we buy your books, your products, things you sell on the website?
Yeah, so the fourth book in the series will be coming out June 26th, Father's Day weekend.
Right.
Planning some really fun activations around that, so stay tuned. The website is jokiejokes.com. You can buy all the books, all the hats, all the stickers, posters, prints, everything on there. Follow me at Jokey Jokes Books, Jokey Jokes Book on Instagram, and DaCosta Draws on Instagram, where all the announcements and things like that will be popping up.
For sure. For sure. He's Dave Acosta, author, illustrator, designer, dad of two, living in Portland, man, versus New York. What's that like? Is Portland home? You ever gonna move back to New York?
I will never, ever, ever move back to New York. Life,
You hear it
life
here,
is
folks. He's
easy
never
here.
coming back home. That's it. He's done. He's out of New
No,
York.
yeah, it's like life on easy out here for sure. Things are just more chill. It's a great place to raise kids. It's beautiful. Um, if anybody from back home hasn't visited, um, highly encourage you to come out, especially during the summer. There's no better place to be than Oregon in the summer. You have the
Yeah.
mountains, you have the beach, you have the desert, you have the city, you have some of the best food in the world, you have a great music scene, you have a great creative culture. It's everything that I would want to have. So yeah, I love it here.
That's awesome. Home of Nike too, right? Oregon Ducks, a Rose Garden, the Blazers, right?
Nike is here, Adidas is here. Um, there's a lot of other companies that are based here now too. Yeah, the Blazers are here. We have minor league baseball. We have minor league hockey. We have WNBA team starting up soon. The
Yeah.
Fire, which will be exciting. We have soccer, which is like the one of the best fan bases in the whole country is for the Portland Timbers. So yeah, we have the sports thing too, and also just like a really chill environment to enjoy all that stuff.
Yeah. Seem like you're in a happy place out there, man. What brought you to Portland though? It's just like word of mouth or just did some research? I'm like, I'm gonna go out west.
No, my wife grew up out here, so we met
Okay.
when she was in grad school, but she grew up out here. And so when we were dating and getting serious, I came out and visited the family. And, I think when you live in New York, you think that that's the only thing in the world. Especially,
Yeah.
well, maybe it was for me, but then when you kind of like open your eyes to other stuff and see that there's another way to
Yeah.
live,
Right.
and like you go to a basketball game and it costs $20 to park instead of 60,
Yeah.
and all these little things start like adding up, and you see like, oh, like there's an easier way to do things.
Yeah. Man. What surprised you most though, leaving from New York, Portland? It's like, wow, this is amazing. This is gonna be home for me. The one thing that surprised you totally about Portland.
Um, I I mean, I don't know what surprised me. I mean, this is like a weird answer, but like
Yeah.
white people working at the gas station. It
Well,
was
back home,
like
there's a lot of minorities working at these jobs, right? It's
it was
crazy,
like
right? And you're like, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know like that. I don't even know if that's appropriate or not. But I mean, that's honestly like coming from where we come from.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah,
was like the one of the first things I was like, wow, like that's different. That is different.
yeah, yeah.
But
How are the jobs there? You said it rains a lot, right? The people there, what are the people like? The rain, does it bother you at all?
I'm used to the rain now. Um,
Okay,
Especially like you know you just expect it. So it's
right.
just it is what it is. You can still go outside. It's not too cold. You know, if you are a outdoor person, which my wife says we're outside people, not outdoors people. Um, you know, you can do the skiing and the hiking and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I don't mind the rain really. It's just great. It's otherwise,
Yeah,
you know, you just deal with it
yeah.
and you know what we do is then we just like in February, March, in the middle of the raininess, we just go on a trip somewhere warm. Because we don't
Okay,
go
there you
like you
go.
don't leave when it's summertime. Nobody leaves Oregon because it's so
Wow.
nice. There's no
Yeah.
humidity, and generally speaking, you know, we get like 1 week where it's like really hot, but otherwise it's just like perfect.
Wow. Being Latino, right? Best of both worlds, Puerto Rican, Dominican. What's the food like out there versus New York? You love the food? Not
Yeah,
so much?
the food here is amazing. I have not
Okay.
found I have not found excellent Latino food cuisine here. Um,
Okay.
my wife makes great arroz con gandules, so she can handle it
Okay.
if we need to. I haven't. I mean, there's been a few spots that make it, and but then they just like go out of business, or you know.
Yeah.
That being said,
Yeah.
there's like just so much incredible food here. We do miss like a good Jamaican beef patty
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Golden
Those are good.
Crust.
Golden crust. Yeah. Golden
Yeah,
crust. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have like we have a world-renowned restaurant here from this dude who's Haitian. It's
Okay.
called Khan, and
Okay.
they serve beef patties there, except they're like really high end. They're
Okay.
delicious. They're great,
Right.
but it's not
Yeah.
that like Golden Crust
Yeah. Down to earth, nitty
easy.
gritty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
How's
there's
this?
certain food
How's this?
items that are yeah for
That are
sure.
pretty good. Yeah.
Mm.
What's your favorite dish, by the way, besides the rose grandules? Any favorite dish of yours that you gotta have at least ever so often?
Man, I like. I'll tell you, my favorite thing is my old man breakfast, which is
Okay.
just like my eggs with out here smoked salmon is so good because it's so fresh, and like the avocados are so fresh. So like,
Yeah.
if you give me my like old man breakfast, eggs, smoked salmon, avocado, a little
Yeah.
Brazilian cheese bread with a hot black coffee, I'm good to
Yeah.
go.
You're good to go. You're good to go. How's the city changed from back then to what it is now? Good, bad, indifferent, about the same?
I think it got a little bit rough during COVID. Um,
Okay.
there was a lot more. I don't know. There was a lot of like. It feels like there was more homeless. I don't know. Um, but I think people are really leaning into in-person experiences now, and I think the creative community is really collaborative. There's a lot of really amazing spaces opening up around community and connectivity. One of which is Monospace, which is a hi-fi vinyl record listening lounge. I'm
Okay.
also a DJ here, and I'm also really into like the vinyl record culture. So there's a lot of amazing record shops and the music culture here. So like that part feels like it's bubbling up even more now. And there's just like a lot of really great like community-based gatherings that seem to be like becoming stronger here now.
I love a good vinyl. I've got a vinyl player in a man cave. Vinyls are so fantastic. When I'm like the world, when I'm left alone, I just come down here, pop the vinyl on, the little
Hmm.
needle, move it over, and I'm just jamming out, man. The whole DJ thing, where'd you learn how to DJ? How good are you at it? Is this a thing, a new direction for you going forward?
So years ago, I think even pre-COVID, my
Okay.
brother-in-law gifted me turntables and a mixer,
Yeah.
and I kind of just like threw it in the garage and didn't. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't have space
Yeah.
for it, but I'll take it. But I was still like buying and collecting records back then, and even before that when I was in New York. It's
Yeah.
funny, like my wife just showed me a picture the other day of like my first record stand that had like three records in it. Uh, I'm like, gosh, like let's times
Yeah.
that by I don't know 50 or even more than
Right.
that now. I'm surrounded by records. So yeah, I love that. And like, so how did I get into DJing?
Yeah.
Through doing the books and putting myself out there, I realized like it's all just about like asking for what you want and seeing if
Yeah.
somebody will say yes or no. And so I went to this one record shop and they had open decks, which is like they have the turntables and the mixers out. They have a specific day you can just bring your records and
Right.
play them. And it's like, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so I was just like starting to get used to just putting myself out there, right? Which is like what I said before, like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
would I tell my younger self? Like, don't be scared to put yourself out there.
Right.
So I brought my records to the shop. I put together a little set list for a half hour, and I just started playing the records. And I was like, oh, like yes, I've always wanted to do this, and now I'm doing
Yeah.
it, and I have the
Yeah.
ability now. Like I have all the equipment at home, so I'm just gonna start doing it. And so, I just started playing records at home and like keeping an eye out for the open decks at the record store and then building relationships with other DJs and then like, hey, I have this like show. Do you want to come and DJ with me? And so I
Yeah.
would jump on somebody's show and then it's all like everything in life, whether it's DJing or books or art or car washes or managing a
Yeah.
restaurant. It's all about relationships.
It's all about
And
relationships
so
you
the
build.
more
Yeah.
relationships I built, and the more people I talked to, the more opportunities there were for me to DJ, which is something that I was like
For sure.
really enjoyed and really loved. So now I am the resident DJ at the Portland Art Museum for free First Thursdays. So every first Thursday of the month at Portland Art Museum, I get to go and play records for 2 hours, and
How amazing is
it's great.
that?
Yeah,
Amazing. What kind of music do you play? What kind of music do you play?
I play everything, and I love it that way.
Yeah.
I was really inspired. I don't know if you ever went to APT or LPR in New York. A DJ by the name of
No.
Rich Medina was playing there. He was like
Okay.
informed a lot of my musical taste, but also just like I loved how he went from genre to genre and it all felt like it belonged together. And so as a DJ, like that's my North Star. I really enjoy and also like being where we're from, right? Like
Yeah.
hip hop, reggae, dancehall, Latin music. Like it
A
was all
mixture.
going on at
Yeah.
the same
Different.
time. So like I love playing everything, um,
Yeah.
and just having like a very great chill vibe.
Music today versus back in the day. And why were the 80s like the music so great, in your opinion?
Probably because we just didn't have like if you heard a song on the radio, you might not hear it again otherwise.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
feel like it was more precious to you. Or if you saw the
Yeah. It
video on
meant more.
MTV, it was like I don't know when the next time is I'm gonna hear this. So like this is the best thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
Now it's like we're bombarded with like people are releasing records like every week and it's
Yeah.
everywhere and you can listen to it whenever you want wherever you want so it's kind of disposable in a way. I don't think it's better or worse. I just think like it's just more readily available so it's not as special. I mean, Nas and DJ Premier just released an album together. Like if you were to tell
Yeah.
me that like when I was in high school or college, it would have like made my brain explode. But like
Yeah.
now it's just kind of like, okay, ho hum, like cool.
Yeah.
What's the like? It just kind of
Next.
like,
What's the next thing? Yeah. Just goes right
yeah,
out the
or not
window.
even
Yeah.
whatever's like. I don't even. It feels like they just kind of like come into your like social media feed, and you kind of like, oh, okay, like I'll check that out one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad to see MTV go. Rest in peace, MTV.
I think it's a few of their things. Um, I don't know if it's the full thing, full MTV, but I mean, I can't tell you the last time I watched television
Yeah.
that wasn't
Yeah.
YouTube or I mean, I guess YouTube is the new MTV if you think about it. Like that's where you watch
Yeah.
music videos if you watch them.
Right.
And there's some people doing some really amazing stuff now. Not a lot. Not everybody's doing music videos, but people that
Right.
are still doing it at a high level.
For sure. For sure. Um, this was a lot of fun, man. Much love, success to you, family, the book coming out this year, a couple of months from now. I really enjoyed our time together, and it's been a amazing, amazing experience, man. Once a Griffin, always a Griffin. Any shout outs for anybody back home, New York, Portland, wherever? Stage is yours, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, shout out to everybody that's like, I think we're a special group. The folks that came through East Rampo and Rampo High School, you know,
Yeah,
I wish that everybody had that experience like what we had, because I feel like the world would be a better place.
yeah, for sure. What do you want to say about just humanity in general? A message to humanity and where we're at right now? Um, just what's going on in the world, a lot of things going on in the world. But what would you say to humanity, man? Any special kind of words, message, a
I
joke
mean, I
even
would,
about anything?
I mean, I think what I would say is what I say to my kids and what me and my wife say to my kids, like, be kind, like, be kind. And it doesn't matter whether it's my kids or the whole world. Like the message is the same.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years from now?
Gosh, hopefully, I would be able to still be doing what I'm doing and enjoying it.
Yeah, at a high level. I'm sure you will be
Mhm.
very successful. From Ramapo, Pomona, Miami to where you're at now, man. It's full circle. Happy for you, dude. Keep it going. I'm gonna go buy some books on your website. Gotta support you. And
Yeah.
buy that fourth book as well. Keep doing it, keep doing big things, man. And it's just gonna be more proud of you, man. All the best
Hey,
to you.
man. Thanks for having me. Super appreciative. Also, really proud of
Yeah,
you for being able to like find joy in being creative in this podcast, and also like as a business person,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
making things move and doing positive things. So, I hope to see a
Yeah.
lot of my other favorites from Rempo on here as well, because there's a lot of people doing some great stuff. And
Yeah.
um, yeah,
If you have anybody you have in mind, you let me know. We'll make it happen.
cool.
Yeah. He's David. I'm Kenford. This is Mic'd Up Moments. We are out.